I would say most people, at least early on in their giving, are just writing a check. And what they're doing is they just think as their net worth grows, then the check size can grow. And so at some point along the way, they start to realize that the goal of giving shouldn't be just to increase the size of their donation, but the impact of it. They've put all this time and effort into other strategies that are advanced, if you will, but not in the giving part of their life. And I think the uniqueness of Brightwell is that they're allowing people to take what the IRS is incentivizing and they're able to give it to the charities that they actually care about.
A good nonprofit likes to keep their overall operating expense to 35% or less. Utility expense is one that they can't ever say no to. It's going to be a non-negotiable.
You keep seeing every year that energy becomes a bigger and bigger slice of your pie of the overall dollars that you have to be spending.
Prices of fuel are going up, grids are old, and that nets a price, sometimes in the last couple of years, double-digit increases. When a nonprofit has a double-digit increase to a non-negotiable, it's a tough hit. Brightwell came from very generous people looking at a problem that their churches, their school, homeless shelters, they gave generously to. They essentially saw solar as a really cool solution that could be put on to eliminate ongoing expenses that no nonprofit wants to deal with. And so Brightwell was all about how do we figure out how to unlock that generosity for not just this person's favorite homeless shelter, but for anyone that wants to help their community. We dug in with the greatest tax minds, CPA, accounting, legal minds to say, how can we unlock generosity in a broad way? And that's how Brightwell was formed. If you're an impact investor or you're somebody that pays taxes, that's a problem you have. And it's not a bad problem, it's just it's where part of your capital is going. And you also typically are someone that's very generous and cares a lot about things in your local community.
We can make those dollars go much broader than you've ever contemplated before. You can unlock dollars that you never thought you could get access to.
When the government thought about implementing solar tax credits, they knew people would use them to power businesses. But when you combine an impact investor with a business intent, with an organization they care a lot about, you can actually unlock generosity.
In a traditional donation, you donate money to an organization and you're limited on how far that dollar can go. With a Brightwell model, you can exponentially use that dollar for good. And there's multiple components to that, through the tax credit, through the depreciation, that lets you further the impact you can have on the organization with every dollar you give. And then the third component of it is you get your revenue from your energy management service agreement you have with the organization.
The tax benefits here, and this is important, they are straightforward. The investment tax credit is law of the land because of the Inflation Reduction Act that was passed last year. This is something the government is motivating you, encouraging you to do. So you as an impact investor will own the solar panels that will be placed on the organization. And by having that ownership is what allows you to get the tax credits and the benefits of it. You will then have an agreement with the organization where they will pay you for that service that you're providing. You place your project in service this year, you're taking that investment tax credit on your upcoming tax return. So in March of the next year, you're filing for that and you're getting the entirety of it. So while the Inflation Reduction Act put in place and locked in these investment tax credit over a decade period of time, what it matters to you is whenever you put your project in service, you're getting that full benefit on your very next tax return that you're filing. So you don't have to be concerned about what's happening 10 years from now on that because you've received your benefit right away.
So the Brightwell model is clearly supported by federal tax code. Section 48 of the IRS tax code outlines the credits available. You can go to the IRS code, clearly see the depreciation that's allowed for these Brightwell investments. Brightwell will step in and handle all the work going forward to make it a true turnkey approach for the organization and the impact investor.
No, we have everything in-house. We can design it, install it, support it, service it for the life of the system. Having it under one roof, we can control the experience. We can make sure that the experience from the point that the customer signs and says they want solar to the point where they've flip the switch and their solar panels are producing energy for their building, we control that entire experience.
The concept of third-party ownership is not brand new. It's been happening for over 20 years. SunEdison and Walmart did that a while back. Ultimately, we're not creating something brand new from that perspective. It's just we're focusing on applying it towards nonprofits.
Our impact investors are very generous people, and they're always looking for ways to be more generous. They care a lot about nonprofits and organizations in their communities and are looking for ways to steward time, resources, capital into those organizations. That's what we love coming alongside, because we're actually teaching them ways to be more generous and have more capital available.
To me, this is next level generosity, next level investing. It's incredible. The amount of work was really light. It was a couple of meetings. All of the contracts are just really simple to read, really easy to understand. And when your accountant and your lawyer all sign off on the deal, I mean, you just feel so comfortable. You're just grateful for the impact that you're going to be able to make.
I think that's the uniqueness with Brightwell, is that you have the ability to take advantage of a tax planning strategy at the same time that you're able to do well and give back to the charities that you care about. It's really rare, I think, for us as taxpayers to get the opportunity to do both at the same time.
What we can offer impact investors is an opportunity to take a chunk out of those operating costs. But it also means organizations now have, just in their regular donor base, more dollars, more resources to put towards the work that they do.
The recent donation of solar panels, our electric bill's already been cut in half. Not only does it save us money there, but it also means to me that we have someone who's going to support us for a long time to come. The money that we're saving, we can do the improvements that need to be made. We know we can pay for them now. So that's just the beginning. I'm telling you, we look at that meter every day. The guys will come up and say, boy, that thing's running backwards like crazy. It's So yeah, we're pretty happy.
It is absolutely incredible when you look at a normal charitable gift that you get 30 to 40% return on, and now you're working on a project and a gift that you're getting over 100% return on.
There's never been a time like now to do a solar project, with an unlimited amount of incentives available to investors, with the highest utility cost we've ever had in the nation and the lowest cost of solar. It's this perfect time where an investment just makes a lot of sense. We've taken something very complex, very robust, no one's doing this, and made it so simple for someone to just click a few things, look at an opportunity, and then go gift something to something they love.